Hi, my name's Chris Pond from TPG, the project group, and for about the next 20 minutes, we're going to look at Microsoft Project Online through Office 365. The key areas we're going to look at today will really be around the central project repository provided by Project Online, around schedules, resources, and obviously around collaboration as well. So, a few slides just to pop through, and then we will look at the toolset itself. So TPG, we're a full service provider for Microsoft Project PPM and associated processes and governance structures, and we certainly help organizations to implement not only the tool sets but the structures around that as well. The UK subsidiary has been going since around 2008, and TPG out of Germany was brought into being in 1998. We're a Microsoft Gold certified partner around Microsoft PPM. We sit on the Microsoft Partner Advisory Council, and our products, of which we have a number, one of the primary ones being integration with line of business systems, is SAP certified as well. We're a PMI certified training partner as well, and we have worldwide product implementation partners. So we have subsidiaries across Europe and in Africa and in America and Canada, and we have a number of partners outside of those territories as well. So as you can imagine, we provide complete solutions to organizations. We have individual products to extend the Microsoft toolset. We provide consulting and we provide training in both the toolsets and the methodologies and processes that it supports. So there's a number of reasons, obviously, why people look at project portfolio management or PPM. Various different things. Typically, they're trying to get a handle on what's going on in their organization in terms of schedules, and what their resources are up to as well. They're the kind of two key areas we kind of come across quite regularly. Obviously, as part of that, you can see on the screen here there's a number of different reasons, and these are certainly not exhaustive. So the benefits, though, of a PPM toolset for a lot of organizations is, better visibility of what's going on with their resources across all of the work that they plan to do, whether it be projects, programs, across a whole portfolio, or even non-project type work such as business as usual, training and holiday. And by having that kind of visibility, we can start to improve the organizational efficiency, hopefully reduce some of those costs inherent in our businesses, and realize our benefits more quickly, and so get more faster time to market and money, of course. And because that data is in one place and we can make it visible to the people who are supposed to see it, we can improve the collaboration aspects. And again, we have integration with Office 365 capabilities such as Yammer as well. So Project Online has lots of different capabilities, and here at TPG we're running a number of different webinars once a week, every Friday, that concentrate on some of these areas. The main things we're going to look at today will be around resourcing, scheduling, time and task management, collaboration, business intelligence as well. So in terms of Microsoft Project Online as part of Office 365, if we start at the top of this particular slide, you can see we've got a PMO or Project Management Office or similar, and that's what the tool set is there to support. So we have Project Professional on the desktop for those people who need to do detailed planning. And if you are still thinking about Project 98 or 2000 or 2003, then really take time to look at Project Professional. It's got some really great capabilities nowadays. It's not the same tool it was many years ago. It fully integrates, obviously, with Project Online to provide that central repository. And we will look at some of the reporting capabilities just of the desktop tool as well later on. Project Web App is typically used by around 80% of the users of Project Online. Obviously, that number fluctuates depending on the use case scenario for customers. But in that case, it gives us access to things like project and resource dashboards and timesheets and task management if you want, and access to all the collaboration features within Project Online, and obviously as part of Office 365 as well. Project Online is the overarching name for the PPM toolset. It's a central repository. It's in Microsoft's public cloud for Office 365. It provides us with a central resource pool, a central place to store all of our project schedule data, our project plans. It gives us a place to store all of our project-related information in various different project sites as well. So it's our central data repository for everything that's going on. So we can start to move away from the siloed data that we maybe have in Microsoft project plans that are on our desktop or Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint or Visio as well. And if we have all this data again in one place, then again we get better visibility, we can improve our reporting, and we can really start to get some business intelligence and analyze what's going on in our organization. So the toolset delivers, and we're just going to finish off these slides now. Initial stages typically for customers: a central data repository, the resource pool, dashboards, reporting. As you move on, you get maybe some more intermediate stages where you put a bit more structure in there around governance workflows, so authorization to proceed, timesheets, more reporting. And then maybe some of the more advanced stages around classic portfolio selection and prioritization, for example, as well, financial integration, business application integration, those type of things. So what I'd like to do now is flip over to Internet Explorer. We're going to look at Project Web App. We're in the main area. I'm logged on as an administrator, so I have access rights to everything. Here's my Office 365 site at the top. I've got my projects. Obviously, OneDrive is there as well. Can go to my different sites, and like I said, I'm an administrator. So, what you see on the screen here is going to be based on your access rights. So we have various different access levels that can be defined. So, you know, as a project manager, I can see X. As a portfolio manager, or I can see X and Y, for example. There is a specific license called Project Lite, which is just for team members, so that they can just see the bits and pieces they're supposed to see. It's again, from the UK, it's around £4.40 plus VAT per month. As I seem to recall, and we will send you details around that type of information as well. Obviously, licensing depends on your agreement with Microsoft at the same time. I'm in the home page. I'm going to click on projects here. This is going to bring me to something called Project Center. In Project Center, as you can see here, I've got a dashboard view, classic kind of one line per project. I have got it grouped by project owner, so I can see all the projects for Alex there. And I can see a project here called Acquisition Target Analysis. As I look to the right, I can see a timeline for that in terms of the start and finish dates, and I can even see some progress being displayed there in black. In here, we have a number of different standards that we've defined. We've got a field called Project Health, which is showing me a red, amber, or green indicator. Again, indicators can be subjectively set, so I can define those, or we can do them objectively through formula driven. You can define various different views in here. So I've got one called Governance Gates. And what I can now see is that I actually have a workflow within my tool set, and I can drill down and see what workflow stages the various different projects are at. I've got some at plan, at manage. Again, within here, you can define the indicators, type of fields that I have available to us, and the views that people are able to see, and the workflows as well. So again, everything we're going to look at today is really based around configuration of the tool set. No customization, no development as well. So Project Center is my dashboard view of the world. From here, I could kickstart a project. We can define templates for that. Here's an enterprise project. Maybe I want to do some software development, so I could click in here and actually start to kickstart my project, enter some basic information, and go forward from there as well. In this case, what I want to do is actually look at one of my projects that's in the selection stage. It's my acquisition target analysis. I'm going to drill down into that particular project, and what we're going to be able to see now are some of the details associated with that project as well. So here's some data about that project. It's a form. I'm going to click on edit just so we can see that briefly. I've got a name for my project. I've given it a description, a start and finish date. Now you'll notice as we go down this list, justification, benefits, costs, and risk rating can no longer be changed. That's because we've got the workflow in place, so it's been approved with those bits of data in place, so we don't want people to be able to change those, of course. There is a whole piece within the toolset around selection and prioritization. We do run separate webinars around that, so please do look for those as well. Within here, we can also see the schedule of the project. So this is exactly the same data as you might have seen in Microsoft Project. We can edit it in here as well. Again, there are various different views available to us at the same time. I've built a timeline here at the top, so it's a great way for people to be able to visualize how the project is actually going to take place as well. So like I said, we can edit the project in here as well. So if you've got simple planning needs, you no longer need to have a copy of project on the desktop perhaps. But again, it's really depending on the type of user that you are, of course, as well. Below this type of level, the project, we have a project site. Within the project site, we can capture other information around the project as well, not just the resources and the schedule, but again, we've got the timeline view being shown. And now we can see I've got some tasks that are late, some that are upcoming. I can see my documents in here as well. and I've got a news feed. And if you're using Yammer, you can actually replace the standard SharePoint news feed with a Yammer site as well. On the left-hand side here, we've got various different options. I can go to the home page. We can use the OneNote feature to share OneNote data. That's a really useful capability. I can see details of recent things that I've looked at, like TPG's WBS chart. So again, Project Online is part of Office 365, so you can access the App Store to add additional capabilities to the tool set from there as well. In this case, I'm going to have a look at my risk log. So here's my list of risks. I can see various different bits of information about that. I can click on one of those. There's not enough resources apparently. Maybe I want to edit that item. A standard SharePoint type list. So again, I can have version control within here as well. So I'm just going to cancel that, and then we'll go back to the top. So the great thing here is that in one place you can see in just a couple of clicks, I can see what list of projects I have in Project Center. I can then drill down and see more details around that particular project, like the schedule and details around it, and go down then and see other information such as the risk logs, issue logs, and all the documents as well. And of course I can use the standard features of Office 365 like Word and Excel and PowerPoint that are provided as part of the tool set as well. Alright, so let's go back to my project level. So they're kind of some of the details around my projects. I'm actually also interested about my resources. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to click on my resources and start to have a look at those. So in the same way that we have a list of resources, projects, should I say, we can also have a list of resources at the same time. Those resources are going to be available for us to look at. There we go. So they're my resources this time. I've got them grouped by their role. So again, I've got, in this case, my consultant team. It's made up of Anthony, Carl, myself, a consultant resource, which is a generic resource, a placeholder, and Peter as well. And what I can do here is I can actually click on resource availability and start to see the overall availability for my team as well. Again, I could pick various different resources. What we can see here, for example, is I'm looking at day by day. The black line here is the capacity for the 4 named individuals to do work. And so what we can see here is we've got some white space where there's some availability. And in fact, requests have come in from project managers for consultants in this 2-week period. And I can see that we don't actually have enough resources to fulfill that. So I'm going to have to go and deal with that as well. But the great thing here is, because all of our projects are stored in one place in Project Online, we have the ability to actually go and see that information and actually make those decisions. I don't have to go round and ask people for their Excel spreadsheets and what have you as well. If I wanted to, I can also click and look at the resource assignments for that and see a bit more detail and make some decisions about what we're going to do. So I get graphical representation of that. I can see who's planned to do what, who's planned to work on which projects, when they're plan to do that as well. So if I look at acquisition target analysis here, I can drill down into that. I've got a task called it's 1014. There you go. So we have that available to us as well. So back to Resource Center, single place to see everything that's going on around there as well. Again, if you're a team member and you've been assigned pieces of work, you'll see that in your task list or maybe your timesheet as well. So you have different ways of letting people know that they've got pieces of work going on and how they can access that as well. All right, let's talk about Microsoft Project briefly. So we're going to look at Microsoft Project here. I'm going to look at my acquisition target analysis project. I've opened that from Microsoft Project Online. And again, whether I'm looking at it in Microsoft Project on the desktop or I'm looking at it through Project Web App, it's exactly the same data. So from within here, from within Microsoft Project, I can come to the File menu and I can save it. Yeah, and I can also publish that and I can check it out and I can update my progress. So there's lots of things that I can do within the desktop tool if I'm doing detailed planning as well. So some of the key kind of differences, the key thing I really wanted to concentrate on today was that, again, we've got everything in one place. And Microsoft Project has come on in leaps and bounds in the last few years in terms of its capabilities, and certainly around reporting as well. So let's have a look at the dashboard for my acquisition target analysis. So here I can see project overview, it's 46% complete. I've got some milestones that are due, how the phases, how have they been, have they actually progressed, and what tasks are late, for example, as well. And again, these are reports, these are some of the out-of-the-box ones. You can define those yourselves as well, and you can make those standards. So now we have burn down reports, very popular if you're doing kind of agile and what have you, Scrum type working. We can now provide those burn down charts out of the box as well. A couple of other reports just wanted to look at. A resource overview. We can see what resources we have in here, what the status of their work is, and how we're doing in terms of remaining work, actual work. And it's actually telling me that I haven't baselined my project as well, so that's very bad. The way this works is it's very much like having Excel within your within Microsoft Project. So again, you can select which fields you want over here on the right hand side. You can say how you want to filter it, how you want to group it as well. And then one just last report that I want to look at here is my milestone report. Again, you can choose what colors and how you have headings and that kind of thing as well. I haven't got any milestones that are late. I've got some that are coming up shortly, and I've got some that are complete as well. Again, the dates that you set here are based on things like the status date within Microsoft Project as well. So again, lots of capabilities for you in Microsoft Project. One other thing I wanted to talk about, again, around resourcing. When you come to pick your resources, you pick them from the central resource pool. So again, here, build team, standard part of Microsoft Project Professional on the desktop. I can see my list of resources that I have access to on the left-hand side. Again, security and access controls define what resources you have access to and what bits of information you have access to in terms of reports and views as well. So again, we really get great visibility across the organization of who's available to do what and when as well. So of course, we've put all this data into the toolset. We've had our projects and we've seen those in Project Center. We can kickstart our projects through a template-driven way of doing things. And then we want to be able to report on those type of things as well. So we've got any number of reports that are available to us as well. So again, let's have a look at those. I've got project dashboards. I've got various different reports. And the standard reporting is created using Excel. So we have Excel to create those reports. And of course, they can then be looked at through your favorite browser as well. And the toolset does allow you to use various different dashboards. Obviously, we're going to talk about Internet Explorer. But if you have Safari, Firefox, and Chrome, you can do that as well. So I'm going to look at one of my portfolio dashboards. I'm just going to click on that. It's going to open up in Excel Online, standard part of the toolset capability that you end up with. And here's my view. Again, I've used the standard project capabilities. Here's my projects by EPT, various costs, work, and analysis as well. I actually got this report from out there on the internet, so it's available. So lots of people are putting stuff out there to help you with producing your own reports as well. Maybe I'm only interested in software development reports, so I can click on that. You can see it's interactive as well. So as I start to change and select different reports, then I can see the data change as well, and I can drill down into that at the same time. So really very, very useful kind of way of seeing that. So that was project portfolio data. Maybe I want to look at kind of risk information, so I can see some of the risks. All my risks are active at the moment. I can see who they're for and how that's going ahead as well. So again, that's across all of the various different bits of or the various different reports that, projects that we have available to us as well. Maybe I want to create a highlight report as well. Very kind of standard view of the world here that people are looking for. So in my particular highlight report, it's just building here. You know, I can pick one of my projects. There's my acquisition target analysis. I get name of it, what type of project it is, who owns it, when it's going to start and finish, what are the key milestones, are there any active risks, and are there any active issues as well. Again, so very interactive way of being able to actually work with the data there. So great way of being able to do that. Again, if you've got these type of reports, it's then possible to export those directly as well. So if you're really used to working with Excel to create those type of reports, then you'll have no problem using those and making those available to you as well. So here's my milestone report. I can see what's coming up in the coming future. And again, from here, I can do a save as, I can save a copy or download a copy, and you can define exactly how people will actually see that type of information as well. So in a very short period of time, and quite quickly, you know, what we've seen here in Project Online is that we have the ability to have a central repository for all of our project information, not only for the project schedule, but also for resources, so the resource center view of the world. And by having that data, we can then drill down and see some more information around it in terms of the details, the schedule, and further down we can see things like risk logs and issue logs and documents and the like as well. So we will make these slides available to you. Let me just pop back over to my slide deck and we'll just pop through these again. So here's Project Web App through Project Online. Again, we've got some, we spoke about the initial ways of starting, so maybe start with a project repository, central resource pool, some initial kind of dashboard views, again via Excel, so very powerful and popular way of reporting. As you grow with the tool set, again, it can change. You can put some governance workflows in, maybe look at timesheets, a bit more reporting. And then things, you know, if you get more advanced, and again, it will depend on what your starting point is, but here's my what-if scenario planning, a bit more advanced reporting, and here's an example of one of the SharePoint sites we looked at for projects, so collecting other information about our projects as well. Of course, one of the key things around implementing a PPM toolset is it is about change. So again, you know, we can help you with looking at executive buying and championing the change as well, getting people bought in so that they understand that, and talk about training and how easy it is to use these tools. And hopefully you've seen that as we've gone through this today. So I'd like to thank you for your time. There are my contact details. I'll be online for a short period of time if you want to talk about this. Otherwise, you know, do feel free to get in touch. We'll send you these slides and other useful information. Otherwise, thank you for your time.